light has come on. Looks like we're close to using the load. Pit in within 2 laps. Sebastian's in 3rd. If we don't get into 10th or higher, we won't progress to the shootout. Give it your best shot.
Hey guys, Harrison, I'm back at it once again with a brand new video for you, and welcome to episode 22, season 2, episode 3 of our F1 2013 career mode Let's Play. Okay, just to explain, I am indeed starting from 10th. The reason why I'm starting from 10th is because I didn't bother running in Q3. It was a wet qualifying session, as you could probably tell. It was full wet, and I was struggling. I chose to borrow a setup from my man JD, aka you may know him as TRL Limitless, on the interwebs. Check him out on his channel. He's really good, by the way. He's one of the fastest pad users I've ever seen. Him and Matty are extremely close in terms of ability with a pad. They're both elite level racers, so I basically borrowed his setup for this Grand Prix. Thanks, JD, much appreciated. This was just to show the qualifying standings as well. Alonso on pole, given it was a wet session and Alonso's last pole position was in the rain. I guess it kind of makes sense. I think that was Germany 2012, I want to say. Could be wrong on that one. Correct me in the comments if I am. Hamilton, Vettel, Rosberg, Button, they were doing about I think the whole time was something like a 47.6, something like that. I was doing 49s, 49.5, and that would have put me 8th, so I just couldn't be arsed, really. I thought, screw it, I'm probably getting up 8th or 9th anyway, so I might as well just save a pair of wet tyres just in case it rains during the race or something. But then I found out the odds of rain are actually 0%, which is really fucking helpful. Pardon my language. Yeah, 14 laps. This is probably my worst track on the calendar. I hate China. It's deplorable. There is nothing I like about China whatsoever. It's absolutely detestable. It's a boring racetrack. The pollution makes it look like ass. It rains a lot, and even in the rain, it's still boring. It's just, it's an awful racetrack. I don't like any part of it whatsoever. And I am terrible around Sector 1 around here as well. I don't know why, but for some reason I lose like 5-6 tenths in that opening sector compared to the AI, and it's ridiculous. Even that's probably more my own skill than anything else. But the fact that I'm starting from 10th should be able to make us see some fun overtakes, maybe. But yeah, let's see if we can get a podium. That would be nice. Not a bad start. Not a great start. Daniel Ricciardo seems to have got the measure on me, which I guess is fitting considering I'm in a Red Bull. Oh! Tapped him there on the way through the corner, but I think he's okay. Oh, that's a penalty. Okay, we'll try that again, because I think we nudged him a bit there. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, we budged Bottas as well. I didn't have a flaming clue about Bottas back there. God. I had no chance there. Oh god, Massa going very slowly. Which I guess is kind of fitting because it's Felipe. Hugging the apex here. Up to 7th. Jensen Button next. Oh god. Cut that corner a little bit there. Got in the gravel a little bit as well, which isn't ideal. And now we've got Sergio Perez behind me. Okay, just got to try and settle down now a little bit. I've not done a single lap in this track in option tyres. The only blessing here is that they're fresh, because it looks like it was a wet qualifying session, so I didn't actually get to use them. Right, let's see if we can get the jump on button here, but he's very far away, and he's probably got the slipstream as well, which is only going to help. As usual, though, much better on the braking. Oh god, that was awful. Sorry, folks. I just completely mistimed that. Also, I'm probably not going to talk as much during this as I normally do, considering that this is China and I hate it with a burning passion. God, I completely bodged the brake in there. Somehow, I didn't lose a place there. Oh, God! Did I get tapped? That, like, I did not have that level of oversteer at any point. Hang on. He did! Felipe Massa friggin' tagged me. Massa, you dirty boy. Did not approve of this at all. Button's already 2.2 seconds down the road. See, kids, for all the people that tell me to play on expert AI difficulty, or sorry, or legend AI difficulty, which I don't. This is expert. This is the reason why. I'm in the best car on the board, and I can't keep up with the leaders. And you want me to go to legend AI? Please. You're wasting your breath. I'll be a midfield runner. Especially during the weaker tracks, like I know some of my bad tracks, like China, Singapore. I know I'm pretty bad man Korea as well, even though I actually won that last season, funnily enough. And I'm gonna have Felipe Massa all over me next lap. Look, that's like a proper train up the front, though, which is also kind of handy. They're all going pretty much like a train, which is a bit like the end of China a couple of years ago. Rosberg was, like, gone up the road. I think it was 2012, where Rosberg was just completely up the road. And then, like, everybody else, like, second down, were all right next to each other. And I think it was Raikkonen who had the tyre issue. Also, one problem with this setup, apparently it has really high tyre wear because it's more of a time trial setup, but how bad could it possibly be? I thought, hey, I might as well take a chance and see what happens, right? I should took a 10th out of Jensen around that last sector. Hooray for me! Now got to defend from Felipe. He got close, but not. He went around the outside, but there was enough room to go down the inside. Bit of a weird tactical decision there from Felipe. I'm not complaining here, to be honest.
New tyres within the next 5 laps. Massa into the pits in the next 5 laps.
Oh, that's really helpful information. Thank you, engineer. Massa's pitting in the next 5 laps. Or somewhere in the next 5 laps. Oh, good. Right now, what I need to do is a Mark Webber, which is basically confuse a Toro Rosso for Sebastian Vettel and just plow into the side of him. That might hurt my frustration. At least the tyres are holding up alright. I mean, I might as well have these aggressive setups because, from what I've been told by most people, they seem to be telling me that tyre wear is scripted in this game. Which makes a hell of a lot of sense. It's Felipe. I'm not even moving, Felipe. Where's your aggression, Felipe? Oh god, I went overshot that a little bit. Okay. Where's your cojones, Felipe? Find your cojones, Felipe, and when you find them, start using them. Just gotta stay in sight to the racing line here. I'm a little bit too deep though, but Felipe's gonna have to go the long way around if he wants to find a way through. This is like a much deeper defensive battle than I was hoping for. Just so slow compared to the AI. I need to get better at this game. I really do. This is the problem with career mode in general. It rewards you for being aggressive off the start and then being a defensive douchebag at the end. And I've been warned about the tyres as well. Alright, here we go. I'm going to give Massa the best possible chance here. He's got a slipstream, he's probably got KERS, he's got DRS. I'm going to stay to the left. I'm giving him all the space in the world to make a move. To be fair, this is quite a high gearbox, so it may just simply not have the speed to come through. Which is ironic considering this is a Red Bull, who are traditionally known for having quite poor top-end speeds. How about that?
The pit window is open. Come in this lap.
The tyres are held up pretty nicely, actually.
Sebastian's a few seconds faster per lap. A few seconds faster per lap.
Felipe, contact there. Says that Vettel is a few seconds a lap faster. Not just one or two, a few. A handful. Is this revenge for the first two races, Sebastian? Listen, man, I thought we were bros. We went out, we played basketball together with Simon Lazenby from Sky. He wouldn't stop talking about Lewis Hamilton. Listen, Felipe, I know you were on a fast lap in Q3. I didn't mean to park it down the side road. I'm sorry, man. I know your Brazilian brother-in-law, Ayrton, wouldn't have liked it, but please, show some mercy.
We think the car behind is running on full revs. He's trying to close the gap.
It's just like Felipe done goofed. Maybe my sob story put him off. Okay, in we go. Into the worst pit lane in the city. That's the worst pit lane in the game, that is, right there. Mind you, Singapore's up there as well, because of that giant friggin' curb they have going on for it. Yay, I didn't get held up in the pits for once. Thank God. I earned that one. I was due a decent pit stop for a change. Oh god, very wide. Cold tyres, that's terrible. Okay, if Felipe doesn't overtake me in the pits now, then there's something seriously wrong with the eye in this game. Mind you, I wouldn't recommend going 7 laps on options around here. And that's for any percentage of race. In real life last year, the options only did like 6 laps. I must admit, as much as that was a stupid idea to have any concept of tyres in a race lasting 6 racing laps, it did make the finish more exciting with Sebastian Vettel at the end, charging through the field like a monster. And if I'm not mistaken, he was about to pass Hamilton for the podium, and then he locked his tyres right about here, and that probably gave Hamilton enough breathing room to survive. He was definitely getting into DRS range. But who knows what would have happened. I mean, I'm speculating here. Would have been interesting. Right, getting up towards 200 miles an hour now down here. Bit of marbles. I need a lot of speed to get through this bit now. Right, let's see where we filter out of the pits.
There are quite a few cars in the pits right now. Watch out for
Is that Felipe? I think it is. Grosjean goes a bit wide on his tyres. Yeah, Massa has jumped me. Understandable, really. I said I completely botched turn 1 on that. I've actually dropped 2 places down to 9th. Also, I need a Chinese-related pun for this episode. Or something to do with my relative lack of skill or whatever. I did all of my practice times on primes, so I feel a lot better on these tyres already. And if there's any benefit, Massa seems to be getting held up by somebody. Even though I think he's taking... It's Valtteri Bottas now. We'll get DRS on him. Oh, he's in the pits now, so that's cleared him. Gave us 3 DRS, which is also very nice indeed. We actually took 8/10 out of Massa that lap. Oh, the tyres. Oh, God, that's a lot of grass. Grosjean's come through. Or has he? This is ugly, folks. Put wheel on the gravel again, trying to find a way through. And now Sergio Perez is all over me. And a moth just landed on my arm and it made my arm all jerk for a minute there. I hate moths at night. I guess you didn't know I'm recording this episode at 1:30 in the morning UK time, so... Just got in from work, I'm all sweaty. Half naked, literally, I'm topless right now. While recording this Grand Prix. There's one for the ladies out there. I've actually got DRS on this straight, how convenient. Grosjean went very wide there. Side by side through the last corner. Grosjean leaving me very little room. We'll take the corner and the bollard, and we got him. Looks like Perez might find a way through as well. I did not think I'd be close enough for DRS, in all honesty. Lucky me. So with Bottas out of the way, I'm now in 8th, and this is probably going to be as good as it gets unless something happens to somebody up front. I must admit, playing the console version of this game is a bit boring compared to the PC version. You know, I've got to give a shout out to my boy Arava, who's doing a brilliant job of his 100% ultra-modded career mode, which is actually very enjoyable to watch and very intriguing, seeing things like a Bahrain night race, and which is what we had this year, which was awesome. And just in general, the engine sounds, the passing, the Williams in the 2014 livery, it just looks fantastic. And having all that extra options and the ability to, mod the game is awesome. And it's something I wish consoles were able to incorporate more often in their game, and I really do. I mean, I was thinking about it getting an Xbox One, but the more I think about it, the more I want a gaming PC. But that's going to be so much more money. And you know what? Like, getting an Xbox One would pretty much drain my bank balance completely as it is. At 400 and something quid. I mean, I think it's 420. It's the weed number. Oh, God! Oh! I clipped the bollard, and to be honest, I was kind of due that one. I got one more flashback, and I'm going to go all Riley rewind on you here for a minute and just... There we go. Promise I don't like using flashbacks. I really don't, but that would have been a race ender for me. And nobody really wants to see that now, do they? I might just do a Kimi Räikkönen and just hit somebody in the side pod and just call it a day early. It's like, screw it, I'm going home. I must admit, that was one of my unintentionally most funny things about the 2013 season, was Kimi Räikkönen having the mother of all hissy fits in Abu Dhabi. Like, Räikkönen, revealed he hadn't been paid all season long. And yet, qualified at the back, and then, hits a Caterham on, lap 1, probably on purpose. I mean, I don't like accusing drivers of doing things on purpose, but a guy of Kimi Räikkönen's skills could have easily been able to avoid that collision. Easily. Räikkönen didn't give a shit. Went in his car, flew home, got his back surgery and said, fuck the lot of yous. I thought that was just friggin' hilarious. I know a lot of people, after the Hamilton hissy fit of Monaco, like to compare him and Räikkönen. Oh, Räikkönen treats the press like a douchebag all the time. Why does Räikkönen get away with it so much? Räikkönen gets away with it because we know that's the kind of person Kimi Räikkönen is. Räikkönen is the kind of guy that, according to what everybody says, doesn't come out of his shell unless he's been drinking. Grosjean. That's what Jensen apparently and Seb have said in interviews, that Kimi Räikkönen just doesn't come out of his shell very much. And you know what? That's all we've never known for Kimi. That's just the kind of person he is. He's not a very talkative, he's not a very open person, unless provoked for an answer by, the hound dogs that is the media, I think that's just the kind of person that he is. I think the difference between him and Hamilton is that Hamilton... I don't know the kind of person Hamilton truly is. That's the issue I have with him as a person. Is that sometimes he's the nicest guy in the world. Does a lot for charity. Does a lot of good PR work. Seems like a decent... I've always said Hamilton seems like a decent guy. I read his book. I've watched him before outside of harassment media, and he seems like a down-to-earth, nice guy. And you can see his heart's in the right place a lot of the time. The thing that frustrates me is moments like Monaco 2013 and Monaco 2011, where he sometimes acts like a child. And it's like, dude, You're 29 years old. You've been in this sport 8 years. You know what's going to happen. You know how the medias react. You know how they're going to be scumbags and try and prod their way of getting a story. That's the kind of people the media are. They're just doing their jobs. Because if there's no story, the media doesn't exist, as me and Perez go side by side through turn 1. But, you know, a lot of people seem to ask me questions on Ask FM about this last night, basically. Saying, what did he make of Hamilton fans sending Nico abuse? Deplorable, scumbags, you know, every negative word I can think of under the sun. I'm telling you this right now, if you're a fan of my channel, and you were one of the people that sent Nico death threats, sent him abuse, please unsubscribe from my channel. I don't want you watching me. You give the sport a bad name. You are a black mark on the sport, which is meant to be so great and so enjoyable, and the support for drivers and the competitiveness of that is part of the reason we watch. But people take it too far when you're saying things like Nazi, or saying, oh, he's a German, so he's bound to cheat. That's racist. Like sending him death threats because your beloved Hamilton didn't like what, didn't get the benefit of the doubt over what was, at worst, a debatable accident. A driver mistake. Something that you couldn't prove in a court of law. And you know what? If Lewis Hamilton saw the tweets from you, or from the people that sent Nico abuse and sent death threats, he'd be ashamed to have you as a fan. And quite frankly, if you were the kind of person that sent him abuse, then you should be ashamed of yourself as a sports fan, as a Formula 1 fan, and as a human being. And that's all I've got to say about that. That's just my honest opinion. You can like a guy, you can dislike a guy. Sending him death threats is a completely different ballgame, and you're going 2, 3, 4 steps too far. It reminds me of 2008 when Hamilton came back to Spain and some of the hardcore Alonso fans had started blacking their faces up. Like taking like the black and white minstrels gag back in the day. And it's just deplorable, and it's a shame it's such a minority that the 1% often speak louder than the 99. But sometimes the 1% need to be shut down because they act like they're the 99 when they're not. And you know what? I give props to everybody on Dre TV a couple of days ago who watched and were respectful. And I know what? A lot of you guys who were commented were Hamilton fans, but could see my side of the argument, who were respectful and respected my opinion, whether they agreed with it or not. You guys are good people, and you know what? You guys do Hamilton proud, and you guys represent the good side. But like a lot of drivers and their fan bases, sometimes there's a bad side too, and that's a shame that has to exist sometimes. I'll turn this video into a bit of a Dre TV style rant at the end, but sometimes I just need to vent on this kind of thing, because it upsets me as a fan. And, you know, as someone that supports a German driver and doesn't conform to the usual of backing an English driver or a British driver, that, you know, sometimes I get a lot of stick for people for that, and it saddens me because ultimately I am proud to live in a world where freedom of choice exists. Yeah, it's becoming 8th, which is not bad, really. It's not great either, but we'll take it. It's China. It was better than last year. But it's one of those things where you know, I wish that people were more respectful of other people and their nationalities, their beliefs, or whatever. And, you know, I'm proud to live in a society where there is such freedom of choice. You should be able to support whoever you like, rather than being pressured or prejudiced for not supporting someone of the same nationality as you as well. Really that's a subject for another day. But yeah, rant aside, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I really should do this career more often. It's just I got so many different series on the go, and Dre TV takes up so much of my time that sometimes I can get a little bit all over the place. But Again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Harrison101, and I'm now off to bed. Until next time, sayonara.